there we go.
Oh, that's
I think that was last week.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, good.
Fun.
Like I chopped that kind of.
Chopping wood. I think I'd like to try to work a little bit on that right elbow. It looks like it's kind of collapsing a little bit on us on the back swing a little
Okay.
bit. Okay.
All right.
So we'll take a look.
Now that I have my left better.
Yes. Right. But if you kind of see here, okay, see how it's kind of collapsed a little bit on us there, right? So if I kind of go to JT here a little bit, you can see that arm,
Oh.
right? So it's not that it's, you can see that you see a lot of your elbow underneath your left arm here, right? So that tells me that we're getting a lot of flexion with that. I'd like to see that left elbow or right elbow a little bit more straightish, staying away from us, trying to maintain that circle that we started with.
Okay.
Okay, so here, good, all right.
Right at the hinge.
Yeah, so what's happening is you're compensating your lack of hinge with your hinge of an elbow. Does that make sense? So you're kind of going like this,
Okay.
right? So instead of keeping our arms more out wide and then getting that hinge where we can keep the radius with our swing, right? This guy's kind of getting collapsed here. And then what I kind of see here a little bit is that you're early releasing because of that. Because now you have to throw that club to get it started. And you see how you're kind of far back behind where the ball is, okay? So if we can kind of keep that right elbow feeling like it's a little bit more straightish, okay?
Okay.
Let me see if I can give you a good little feel for that. So, let's see. All right, so if I kind of, let's see if I can kind of get you to take your left arm, hang it down, okay? And then take our right arm, hook it around, just as so, just like that. Good. Now we're going to push that left hand back. I'm sorry. All right, there. There you go. Okay. Feel how this elbow staying extended right there. Okay. So if I kind of change that up just a little bit, there we go. Okay. Now you can see, right? If you kind of see where we're at here with the elbow, it's matching more what JT's doing. Okay, with his backswing. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this, right?
Good. Okay. So you see how that's staying out wide for you right there? It's not, it'd be like this if we were doing it the other way. Does that make sense? Because this guy be crashing in like this. Okay. So what I typically do with, much better. You see how we're maintaining about a 60-degree radius right here?
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
which is good. What I typically do, and this might be something that you might want to do, is I'll put like a flugel or a towel on that arm so it doesn't collapse.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? So that way we've got to keep some width right there. So if I said, hey, I want you to do an overhead pull down, right? You'd get your arm in this position, you'd pull down like this, right? You wouldn't get like this and try to pull down. It wouldn't be very strong, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we're kind of losing our power at
Okay.
the bottom.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes more sense. Yeah.
All right, let's take a club here, right? And we're just going to kind of have that feeling. I like what the left arm's doing, right? But I just want to feel like the right arm is staying a little bit straighter than normal. Okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense? So. Good. Got it. Let's go.
So now, where should she be around like club head speed wise? I'm not familiar with like female speeds. So
I've got some stuff right here. Let's take a look and see. So,
I
you
know
know,
obviously that right now it's not going to be. Well, I'm trying to see what the
yes, I
speed would
mean,
be.
you know,
76.
75, 76, somewhere around.
LPGA. Okay.
That's
so,
LPGA.
Yeah, so probably around like in the 60s would be.
Yeah, if we could get, if we could get her somewhere with a 7-iron, 60, 61 miles an hour,
Right.
that would be really
Very-
good for
very
where we're
good.
at, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like that first one was probably the best of those three. The elbows drop
Little
again
sway.
a little bit.
All right, but we're getting a little bit of a sway here,
Mhm.
okay? So that's kind of taking our low point, moving it back behind the ball, right? And moving our eyes quite a bit too, right? So
Yeah.
let's kind of do this. So go ahead and set up for me, please. All right, now what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you put your right foot up on this, okay? So go ahead and get where you're gonna like to be. Okay, there you go. Good. Okay, put it up there just a little bit higher for me. There you go, good. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about the ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take that out. I'm gonna put this and put this right across our chest. Very good. Okay, good. Now I want you to kind of turn for me. Okay, feel what your hip's doing there?
Yep.
Okay, feel how it's moving back behind you? I think we
Mhm.
talked about this last
Yes.
week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So once again, okay. All right, feel how that hip's moving back behind you, not moving to the side. Okay, once again for me. Good. So get you there. Okay, let's move our head towards me. There you go. Okay,
Mhm.
good. Okay, that's better. All right, once again, let's make a little bit narrower stance so it's not so awkward for us. There we go, good. Good. Okay. Good. Okay,
Yeah.
so now
Totally
we're,
different feeling.
correct, correct. So those are the two things I'd like to kind of focus in on today a little bit. Making sure that we try to get rid of that lateral slide a little bit,
Mhm.
right? And trying to maintain the width with the right arm a little bit. Okay, good. Okay, so do that one more time for me. Good. I'm gonna take the club from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what I'm gonna do, let me see your left hand. There you go. Good. Good. So that's more the position that we want to kind of be in right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you see how we've got about 60 degrees right there. Okay. We're gonna slightly see the elbow underneath the left arm right there. Okay. But I don't want to start seeing this start going back like this. Okay. Because this is going to start breaking down a little bit for me. Right. And then we're going to have to throw that club
Won't remember that way.
to get back to where we once were.
Mhm.
Right. So here we go once again. Good. Okay.
Mhm.
That's really all we need to kind of turn right there.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to feel a lot shorter,
Mhm.
a lot tighter
Yeah.
than what we were originally.
Mhm.
Okay. Once again. Go. Oh. Good. Okay. Feel that
Yeah.
hip moving back behind you there.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. Let's give me a couple swings without the ball. Kind of get a feel for it, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Feel that right hip turning back behind you.
I went too far back.
Yeah.
More like here, right?
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we're trying to keep the hands somewhere in line with our chest, right?
Okay.
Okay. Still sliding just a little bit. Okay. So let's do this. We're going to take the club out, put that across our shoulder line there. Very good. Let's get to our posture. Okay. Give me a turn. Good. Much better. Good. Once again. Set up. Go ahead, turn. Okay. Good. Better. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Narrow up your stance just a smidge for me, okay? There we go. A little less knee flex. There we go. Good. Good.
A lot less of a movement than I thought.
Yes, yes, that's the big thing. It's going to be a lot less than what you think, okay? Mm-hmm. Better. All right. Good. So we want to have that feeling, right? And just a small discussion, right? I want to have the feeling like my shoulders are going to pull my hips around.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Which is kind of feeling like that now.
Okay.
It's not so much like lower body movement. It's
Right.
more the upper body.
Right, it's more like this,
Like, yeah.
right? If I was skiing, more of this motion than doing this, right?
Yeah.
If I was-
Not utilizing anything up here. Yeah.
Correct. So we really want to try to feel like if I had a pole running from my head through my rear end, right? I want to turn around that pole, right? So as one of my old coaches used to tell me, if I was a shish kebab on a skewer, right? I wouldn't want to get all wallowed out inside, right? I'd want to try to keep that as much as I can, right? But if we were doing what you're kind of doing, it'd be boom, boom, we'd be wallowing out the whole inside. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And then and I'm sure it all comes together, but that's probably why I'm not hitting it as far probably, or missing it sometimes, or topping it because of simple things like that.
Yeah, it's poor, you know, the problem is that we make poor contact because we're hitting behind the ball and
Okay.
kind of drop kicking into it a little bit. And you got to kind of think about it. If I have my head right here, okay, to start off with, and then I move it over to here, my perspective's completely changed, right? So if I was free throwing, right, I wouldn't go like this, right? My perspective would change, right? Now our head's going to move a little bit, our body's going to move a little bit, right? But I don't want to get it to the point where I get these guys going like this and then like this. There's no power in that. It's just lateral sway. This is rotational power. Does that make sense a little bit?
Yeah, makes more sense, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
The ball is done. Okay. So let's kind of do this. I'm going to kind of jump in here on you real quick and kind of demonstrate. Okay, so we're going to grab this little guy right here. Okay. Kind of keep him on our foot just a little bit. Okay. And then just try to get a feel of getting that left arm kind of parallel to the ground, keeping our width, right? And then just kind of feel how we're getting down and through that ball a little bit. Okay. Making sure that I'm not turning. Okay. Once again, here, just there, down and through.
Okay.
Okay. Jump on it. Did you play with your brother, Rob?
Yeah, him and our buddy AJ, the kid AJ, he had caught like 340.
Wow.
Yeah, he can smoke.
Wow.
The ball. Yeah, he's good.
How old's he?
He's my age, 33,
Okay.
34.
Good.
We had a par 5, we were 150 out on 2, and none of us hit the green.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
He drove, I think, two par 4s, yeah. But then the craziest shot of the day, we had like a 298 par 4. He had a 3-wood greenside. The guys we were playing against, they drove the
Probably
green.
better.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear
That
that?
click.
The big thing is right here is now your low point's getting
Exactly.
where it needs to be, right? So it means that we're getting ball first, big ball later, right?
Okay.
So little ball, then big ball.
Okay. Whereas the driver, it's opposite.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yep.
That one.
Just to get you confused. Yep.
I was like, while we're on that topic.
Right, the driver we definitely want to hit up. So I, probably for the driver, I'd put it on your left foot, right? Get you like this, and then have you swing up.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
Right.
hitting the driver pretty well yesterday.
Good. Good.
But like when we were here practicing,
Mhm.
we were like playing like I think 7 holes we played. I finally started feeling that difference of like driver to iron to sand wedge. I'm like, okay, this is like a lot different.
Yes, right? It's just not one swing for everything, right? You know, as I tell people, the drivers, you know, a specialty shot like the bunker shot, right? You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't hit a bunker shot the way you hit an iron
Oh, yeah.
or anything like that, right? So it's definitely different.
And the green side chips, those were fun.
Yes.
There you go.
Good job. Okay, good work.
I wish I could bring this on the course with me and use this for my and not look ridiculous with it.
It's just all getting the feel, that's all.
Right. So here's a little trick that I would kind of use a little bit, maybe to kind of help you a little bit. And this is something that I'm sure, since you're an old golfer, I'm sure somebody had to make you read Ben Hogan's 5 lessons at some point, right? But what he would kind of do is he would kick his right knee in just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so it wouldn't get over, right?
Put
So
the
he
weight
would,
in the inside of your foot.
yeah, so he would just kind of kick it on in here, and that would kind of make sure that he kind of locked it in place a little bit. That might work for you, right? You know, we can't, obviously, well,
We don't know.
we might be able to take that out.
Yeah.
Nobody would know, but what I'm saying is if we kind of feel like if I get my right leg kind of pinched in a little bit, then it kind of forces my hip to move in the proper way a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so it just kind of gives you a little workaround as you kind of work through.
Okay.
You don't know how lucky you are to like this for this to be your foundation and not have years of doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Back on YouTube, let's see what's going on
Yeah,
now.
right. Which thing, and anyone that goes out and plays, not only people get lessons, they just go out and swing, and then they do that for so long, and it's so hard to kick a habit.
Absolutely.
That's probably my dad.
100%. He's athletic, so it's not like
Yeah.
hand-eye coordination. He can make the ball go. That's really good.
There you go. You hear the solid,
Yeah.
solid sound that we're getting there? Good.
She had all like the turf marks on her iron. She's like, "Oh, is that broken?" I'm like, "No, that's me even working hard." You
Yeah.
get those. You get those from the range mats. So that come off? Yeah, it comes off.
I'm like, these are my precious babies. I can't ruin them.
Good job.
You can hear the compression.
Right?
And using this, I'm noticing my knee is kind of turned in a tiny bit. So when I do take that away, I'm
It's
going
helping
to
the
try
weight
that
transfer.
maneuver.
Absolutely, I would, you know, when you're kind of practicing and stuff like that, but, you know, the big thing is now you're keeping your eyes and your spine in the same relative area
Mhm.
and not floating around. And if you've kind of noticed, maybe, well, I don't think you have, but maybe Rob would have, you can notice that her backswing's kind of shortened up now, right?
You can't with the.
Correct. We can't have all those extra movements in there now. So now that we get here, it kind of, oh, I got to stop there. There was where I go, and then come down and through. Does that make sense?
So you're saying I'm not coming all the way up like I was?
Right.
Well, you're not,
Okay.
you're not
Turning
doing
it
this
next,
to
yeah.
get
Okay.
here, and then how do I get back down
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of, you're kind of bound up a little bit,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Kind of, you know, when they talk about that, they want to feel like their swing's feeling tight, right? When you hear those guys, that's what they're kind of talking about,
Okay.
right?
Gotcha.
I find it so crazy. Everyone says that a full golf swing is really only 80%. It's never full. You never fully swing 100%.
No. Feel like you kind of fell back just a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
there? Okay, that's fine.
Right after we gave you compliments, yeah, go and do that.
I make sure you guys were paying attention to that wrong.
So I'm going to kind of move the ball back just a little bit for you.
Mhm.
Okay, so here. Good. Give me 2 more here. Let's keep with this feel.
Okay.
What this leg's kind of doing for us, okay?
Oh, that was really bad.
Getting tired?
Don't know.
There you go. Good work. Good work right there.
That was a backhanded compliment when you're getting tired.
I'll show him.
I'll show you tired.
So let's take a look and see. Still a little lateral movement going on there. Okay.
I see, yeah, that elbow right there, yeah.
Okay. So it's just going to be something that we're going to have to kind of work on a little bit.
Mhm.
Probably give you a couple drills to give you a different feel or different sensation for it, right? Okay. But we can also see that, you know, those hands are getting a little too close to our right ear. Okay. If you can see, right, these guys, they try to keep their hands as far away from their right ear as possible.
It's like chopping wood or something. Like,
Yeah.
Very flexible, yeah.
Right, very flexible, right? But the big thing is that if we can maintain that width, keep that elbow in a good position, right? Then we're not, let's see if we kind of throw it just a little bit here on this guy. Do a pretty good job, but there's just a little early release right there. Okay, and that's to get that elbow back in a position for us, right? And then we start to kind of lose our angles. Good job on the follow through, right? You've been working hard on that, right?
Yeah.
Hitting that impact back.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Okay. But we're still getting a little bit of a slide there. Okay. Even though we've got it in the cradle, right? We're getting less of it, but you can see that you want to try to get over there just a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see where our center started and where it's going. Okay. So with that being said, let me kind of take the cup
Yeah.
here. Okay. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to kind of come on over here, and I'm sure we've done this before, but I want us to feel like I'm going to put my hip right here. Okay. This is 10,000 watts. We do not want to touch this at all. Okay. We're going to take this. Let me see if I've got a little something here. Here we go. Let's go. Take this guy right here, okay? 10,000 watts right here, okay? So I'm going to take this guy and I got to place him on the table, right? See what my hips do? Okay, once again, take this, 10,000 watts, snuggle it on up if we need to. Don't touch it, okay? Somebody breaking in?
No, I'm just looking for her.
You never know, could get sketch around here. There we go, good. Good. Yeah, better.
Okay.
Okay, good. Let's do that a couple times. Okay. Good. All right. Good. So remember, there is a little bit of a lateral movement in there, right, as we kind of start to get everything going, but we don't want to keep it going, right? Good. Good. All right. Do that and then one time and then hold it. Good. So you feel how the chest is over here now?
Yep.
Hips feel like they've kind of swiveled back behind you.
And going more that way.
Correct, correct. And that's what we're trying to go for right there.
Okay.
Good, good work.
Almost like it's being pulled that way, yeah.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. One more time. All right. So let's come on over here. Let's put that down. All right. Let's just put our arms across our chest. Okay. And then just try to imagine that feel of what we're doing right there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Feel how the hips feel like
Yeah.
they're going that way, chest going this way. Good. Good. Mhm.
I also feel like I have better balance now too.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Because we're turning within our center, not trying to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I'm sure it feels like it's a lot less movement, right?
Yes, that too.
Right? It just feels like it's just, this is too simple, right? It should feel like there's gotta be a lot more motion going on,
Yeah.
right? But that's really what we wanna kinda do, because then we're gonna be able to generate the speed as we maintain the lag. It's not how much I can move around, it's just how much can I get my, upper body to turn against my lower body, right? And if I can create that, then I can consistently get down to the bottom a little bit, okay? Now, the other thing is, right, go ahead and get into that position again. Arms across our chest, good. So I'm gonna kinda do this real quick. Have it get just a little less knee flex for me.
Oh,
There we
whoops.
go, good. A little bit more waist bend. There you go, good. Now, give me a turn. Okay, good.
Yeah, it feels like not a lot of movement at all.
Yep. Okay, good. Okay. So I'm gonna do one thing here. There, go ahead. There you go, better. Okay. Yep. Okay. And right now, that might be the range of motion we have. Okay. Until we start to stretch out a few things, because I can
Yeah.
tell that we probably have some lower back that we need to kind of stretch out just a little bit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hamstrings as well. I don't know
Yeah.
how much you work on the hamstrings, but
Not a
make sure
lot.
we stretch out those hamstrings quite a bit. That'll help us kind of turn.
Yeah.
Because it's attached to the biggest muscle, the old gluteus maximus, right? So that's going to help us turn and move.
All the movements.
Absolutely. All right. Now the other thing that we got to kind of work on here a little bit is that right arm. So I'm going to try to do a little something different. I want you to get your right arm out in front of you. We're going to take our left arm right there. Good. And I want you to turn up to the top. Let that kind of bend. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So just kind of give that a feel. Give me a couple of turns like that. Okay. Oh, yep.
Like this, right?
Good, just like that. There you go. Okay, good. Go ahead and turn back. There you go. There you go. Good. Okay. Now you can see that your arms are going to stay much more in front of your chest, not getting stuck behind you, right? And you can notice now your elbow isn't going to bend or fall back so much, right? It's going to have a little bit of an angle. Okay, let's try that again, okay? There you go, good, good. All right, so if I said, hey, you can hit something with a sledgehammer, you probably have more power here
Yeah.
than if I said, hey, hit it from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go, okay, good.
Yeah, because then you can, yeah.
Good, yep. Let that arm bend up just a little bit. Give me a little, yeah, there you go. Okay, good. It's gonna have some angle to it, right? So don't be afraid to let it bend. We just don't want to go on us,
Yeah.
okay? Good job, good work. Mm-hmm, good. All right, good. Now if I kind of keep that right here, right? Now, see how much distance you have between your hand and your ear now?
Yeah.
Right, compared to right there, okay? Good.
Big difference, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, give me a couple more. Okay, let it flex just a little bit more. There you go, like Thor's hammer. There you go. Good. Again. Yeah, there you go. Right? So
Yep.
do that one more time for me. All right, so if I said, hey, you got to pull down on something, you can pull in this position,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so go ahead and push against my hand here. Yeah, feel that? Right, good. Again, good. You have power, right? If I put you here, I'm going to kind of control you more than anything,
Yeah.
right? Okay, good. Very good. All right, so let's go with this.
Okay.
Guys, falling all over the place today. So, let's hit a few shots here. Okay, try to put these into practice a little bit. Okay. So you want to feel like we're kind of keeping that hip. You know, the upper body's going to turn the lower body, right? Try to get that feel and try to keep those arms. Probably have a couple funky shots to begin with, but that's okay. Good. Near up our stance just a little bit. Here we go. Good. Good swing. Okay. Bit left forward, but that's okay.
Sounded good.
Yeah. Good.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sure you've gotten hit before.
Shots fired.
I'm sure you've probably gotten your fair share hit by golf balls,
Been
right?
hit, been hit, and hit. Hit by clubs, hit by balls.
Clubs, oh boy.
A little bit of a lateral slide going on.
Is that more of a slide or did I turn there?
Let's take a look and see. We'll definitely see it. Definitely sliding.
Okay.
Okay, see how the head's really moving back behind that ball there? All right, see how you're in the hub right there?
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of go. Okay.
Okay.
Set up for me. Feel how that's more where we need to be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, once again. And you see how we just got the arms kind of going? You know, we need to have our hands so far, our arms so far back behind us, okay? That's, this is more where we're gonna be. There you go. Okay, good. You need to move down and through for me. Good, okay, one more time. There you go. Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, down and through for me. Okay. Once again. Got it. Come back to do this real quick, okay? Because I think we're kind of fighting a little bit of that slide right now. Okay, that's
But
okay.
it's like, I don't understand because I know it just comes with repetition, but like, I do it the correct way and then I just don't do it the correct way.
Welcome to golf.
And I'm like, what am I doing?
Welcome to it.
Once you fix it, that's just like a video, it was like all your clubs. It was like, once you figure things out, you click on one to go, and the other things go back the other way. So
Absolutely.
Once you figure one club out, the other club that you hadn't figured out goes right past.
So we're going to come on over here.
Gotta remember that.
Right? So we're going to get the club across our chest. Let me kind of demonstrate,
Okay.
right? We're going to get in position here again. Okay, and I'm going to grab another one here, okay? gonna get back to doing this a little bit. Okay, but we're gonna have that here, this here. Okay, we're gonna turn the top of that to this, and that's it. Okay,
Okay.
so just simplifying things, right? I don't want this shaft to get past this on the ground. Okay, so it's just here.
Okay.
Okay, that's where we need to kind of be. Okay, so I want to give you that drill and kind of get you back to that. Okay, because the arm structure is important, but really that lateral slide is probably a little bit
Oh, sorry, inside or outside of that one?
inside. Yep.
So here?
No, you're good. You're good. So go ahead and take your setup. All right, we're going to put it right here. Once you get to the triple diamonds, we'll put it on out there. Okay.
Okay.
Get this. There we go. Right across the shoulder line. Very good. And just turn to the top of that for me. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. So I can see, at least with this motion here, that I think we have some issues with the hip flexors here a little bit. They seem a little tight when she makes the turn. It seems like they don't want to kind of cooperate a little bit.
Right.
So. A little less knee flex for me.
Is that just because like not used to those muscles?
Probably. Probably. Okay, go ahead and set up here. Good. I'm going to get you standing a little bit taller. There you go. Okay, now give me a turn. Does that seem easier?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I
Too
think
low.
we might be getting too knee flex, too squatty, and that might be preventing us from getting there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Just stand a little bit straighter up.
Yeah. Just kind of go with that. Good. Good. Okay. So I'm going to have you move this guy up, move this foot up just a little bit for me. Good. Okay. Now go ahead and take your backswing for me, please. Allow that left knee to drift just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're getting just a little bit too far back behind it with her chest. Okay. So here we go. Turn. There you go.
Okay.
Better. Okay, good. Yeah, much better. Okay. One more time for me. Hold it. Okay. Would you want to sing a song from there?
Sing a song?
Do you feel the tightness within your abdomen?
Yeah.
Okay. So you wouldn't want to sit there and sing a song,
No.
would you? Okay. So that's a great way of knowing if we're doing this drill correctly, right? So if I get here, right, I think we need to stand a little bit taller, a little less knee flex,
Okay.
Because I think we're getting our knee a little too flexy here, and then we can't really turn,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because we get kind of this look. So get a little bit taller for me then, okay? And then we're going to kind of turn, and I want to feel that tightness in my abdomen right there. That's going to make sure that I'm getting my right hip back behind me and I'm turning my lower body,
Okay.
my upper body against my lower body.
Okay.
Okay? Let's
Okay.
do it again for me, please. Very good, very good. Yeah, good. So let's just try to focus in on that right hip. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. That's as far as you need to turn right there. Okay, so if we could get you right there with your turn, okay, and then if we could just keep your if I got you right there, and then I said just extend your left arm and your right arm out and hold it, then you'd be in a really good position with the club. Okay, but that's where we need to kind of spend more of our time right there.
Okay.
All right, so if I kind of just drew a line from here to here, kind of doing a better job of turning around your spine. You see that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
That makes more sense.
Okay, give me a couple turns, and then I'm gonna let you hit the impact bag, just because I think you like it. Okay?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, and we'll make sure we kind of. There you go. Good. Good.
So do you think too, like, because you were saying like my hip flexor feel like that it's not moving well, are there like certain stretches you can do for that?
Oh, yeah.
Or
Oh yeah.
to
So.
kind of get it like loosened up a little bit?
Yeah, so a place that I would go to really know what workouts to kind of use is called My TPI, which is Titleist Performance Institute. I'm sure you've heard of those guys. They've got a website where they've got all the kind of stuff and so is, and they've got some really good drills. You know, stretching out, strengthening it. You know, getting the upper and lower body stretched out, worked out. Right? There's, as they kind of say, there's not one swing. Everybody has their own swing, but it's within the mechanics that they can do, right? And then you can improve upon those certain mechanics and stuff like that by working out a certain part of the body, right? People don't realize, like, one of the big things that people don't stretch out is their ankles or their wrists. They don't understand how much they use that, or how much the flexion in your shoulders and how much degree of rotation determines if you're going to be an under the plane or over the plane swing. Right? And it's kind of tough for instructors like me to get somebody in a position that they need to be in when their body won't allow it, right? So that's why we want to kind of make sure that we kind of have a little bit of an understanding of what to kind of work on, what to look at, right? What are some of our weaknesses, right? What's the thing is that women's weakest part is from their elbow to the wrist, right? For a man, it's from his knee to his ankle, right? So that's just the weaker parts right there. So that's why you've got to kind of work on those things a little bit. But to me, I think a little bit of the problem is we're getting a little bit too much flex here, right?
Like
So
basketball stance.
yeah.
Okay.
So we want to be a little bit more upright so we can kind of turn a little bit easier for ourselves. Okay, that will kind of help with that stuff as well. But then also trying to, incorporating some drills to kind of help strengthen and stretch those out a little bit too. And that makes a big difference, right? Just kind of. And they have like some, they have things like, hey, test your, radius of this and stuff like this, and get on the wall and try it, Oh, I can't even get to this part, that's a big problem. Or, oh, I can really do that, right? When I went to the PGA thing and they made us all do that, I was the only one at my age that did all of them correct. Like I could do the squat against the wall, keep my spine completely straight. I say, falling back and stuff. So, it really is a benefit to be able to stretch and move to get in these positions. And if you can't, then it becomes a struggle, right?
Yeah.
Why can't I do this?
Yeah.
Why can't I do this? Guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, right? But it's our bodies now allowing us to get into those positions. So that's a big part, especially for a beginner, right?
Yeah.
We're activating muscles we've never even tried, right? When I was, 6 years old or 7 years old and Star Trek came on, I couldn't do that to begin with. I can do that every time now.
Yeah.
But you got to keep putting your fingers like this, and eventually you get there, right? And it's just mind-numbingly that you can do that. But as a kid, I'd have to work on it to get it this way, right? But eventually I could get there. And everybody can too. You just got to know what we got to work on and how to work on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Because sometimes, like, the whole point of turning my hips and stuff, I feel like that's one of my biggest struggles because I'm just not used to moving my hips like that.
Right.
I guess I don't.
Well, you're much more of an athlete that this is your movement pattern,
Yeah,
right?
My legs.
If you would have played like baseball or softball, like having that rotational swing, you never did. You played when you were really young. But transitioning from baseball to this is a hell of a lot easier because the rotations are very similar.
Yeah.
So it's just because I'm just so used to like
You
using
didn't-
all lower body stuff.
You didn't do
Yeah.
any,
Yeah,
any
like upper
sports,
body,
you didn't
okay.
do any sports to where you rotated your hips at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the big thing I find with the closest similarity to the golf swing is the pitching motion, right? Because you're here, you're
Right.
pushing off, you're moving, you're using, the X factor to come through and all that. That's I find that people who are let's put it this way, people who think they're power hitters, they think they can golf.
Right.
They can't. The guys who could pitch get the motion a lot quicker. Them and hockey players,
I was
right?
a pitcher and softball too.
But I mean, pitchers have more of that, you know, they keep things center, it's moving forward
Right.
and stuff like that. So that's usually an easier pattern to understand or relate to.
Okay.
Not to say that basketball isn't, because basketball is one of those things, you kind of move a lot like this, but as far as like setup go, I find basketball players are easier to get into a setup, right? Because they're used to getting into this position, this
Right.
stacked position and going, but they're not used to, as Rob said, this motion, right? There's not a lot of that unless we're trailing down the field or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things a little
Yeah.
bit. But yeah, I would say that we probably need to work on the hip flexors a little bit.
Okay.
You know, definitely the upper body and, you know, back, shoulders as always. You can't ever go wrong with that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little bit of some strength training with the arms a little bit to kind of get those arms in a position
Yeah.
that we can kind of feel, right? That we kind of do.
Yeah.
Right. So those are the things I would suggest. I mean,
Okay.
you're an athlete as it is. It's just we need to reprogram some of those athletic motions
Mhm,
into what golf is now.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
it just takes a little while.
Okay.
Okay.
It just takes time.
Yes.
Just gotta keep telling myself
Absolutely.
that.
It's a lifelong game. It's only just getting
Absolutely.
started.
So here we're going to get the old impact bag out.
Alrighty.
Okay. So I want us to get left arm parallel to the ground. Okay. And I just want us to make some impact. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's get all this stuff out of your way. Okay. Good. So I'm going to have you kind of, let's keep our hands a little bit closer to our
Okay.
body. Okay. Down over here. Okay. And let's just go left arm parallel to the ground. Okay. Good. Once again for me. Okay. Help you out here. Okay. Swing up to the top, left arm parallel to the ground. There you go. Much better with the elbow. Okay?
Mhm.
Much better. Now just give me a slight wrist hinge.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Good. Okay, now give me a little strike in. Good. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, arms a little bit closer, hands a little bit closer to the body. Not so much of a reach. There you go. Or you can scooch in. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay?
Mhm.
Good. Left arm parallel to the ground. Okay, give me a little bit of a, there you go. Better. Okay, down and through. Good. Much better. Okay, once again. Okay, scooch in just a little bit. Don't be so far away. There you go. Good. All right. Good, good. Okay. Left arm parallel to the ground. Little wrist hinge. There you go. Good. Drive it down and through. Good. Much better. One more time for me,
Okay.
please.
From the top.
All right. Left arm parallel to the ground. Give me a little bit of a wrist hinge, please, up at the top. There you go. Good. Good. Okay.
Okay.
You feel what we're kind of doing with the upper body there a little bit?
Yep.
Okay, good. Go.
Let's see it.
So let's just kind of think like we've got this impact bag here, right? Left arm parallel to the ground. Give me just a little slight wrist hinge, and then power on through for me, please.
You want me to do a full swing? Sorry.
No, just left arm
Okay.
parallel to the ground.
Gotcha.
Okay. So give me an honest assessment. Where did you feel your weight on your right foot? On the outside or on the inside?
Outside.
Okay.
It should be the inside.
Correct. So that's going to give you your little idea that I swayed, right? We want to keep the weight on the inside of our foot. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Like that.
Do you feel on the inside?
Feeling on like my back heel now.
That's fine. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Now I feel it more on the inside.
Okay. It almost has the feeling, right, that my right foot wants to turn out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that kind of good?
Mhm.
Good. That's a good indicator that our right hip is moving in the right position.
Okay.
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 Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do it again. Good work. Left arm parallel to the ground. All right, so we got to kind of pick a lane here. Are we going to put the ball back here, or are we going to put the club up there? Okay, does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right, your eyes are going to dictate wherever your club is. It has that idea. That's our low point.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Much better. Good. Much better. Okay. All right. Club behind the ball. There we go. Good. Feel that weight turning into the inside part of our foot. Good. Okay. Give me one more. Good. Have you do this. Go ahead and set up for me. Okay. All right, we're going to go left arm parallel. And what I want you to do for me is I want you to get that toe into the bag.
Okay. Toe is the back.
Toe into the bag. So left arm parallel, toe into the bag. Okay? Really get it aggressively in there. Don't be afraid. There you go. Good. One more time. Toe into the bag for me. Left arm parallel to the ground, toe into the back. There you go. Good. This way. Right. Imagine that toe going into the back for me. There you go. All right. Little draw.
Is that good?
I think so. I mean, that's what we're more. Right,
Is that a good thing?
Right. That's good. Good. Feel like the toes getting into the back a little bit. Time. Get that toe over the back. Toe in the back. You feel like you're kind of hitting a little bit behind it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
So let's just kind of take a look. If I had to make a guess, it might be the slide coming back. It's okay. Alright. Is that left arm parallel to the ground?
No, not at
Parallel to the
all.
bar.
Not at all.
Right, so we just really want to kind of get to here, okay, and then we want to try to get our club angle at this point kind of in this position,
Mm,
okay?
that wrist comes into play there.
Right,
Okay.
and you're going to get more pop on it than you are kind of taking it on up here and going through, right? Because now you're kind of losing your angle, and then we're just kind of pushing that right hand through instead of pulling with that left hand. Okay. Okay, all right. So,
Again,
all right, that's fine.
a few more.
Okay, so let me kind of get you set up here so you get a good feel for it, okay? So, kind of go. This. Try to get this shoulder to turn back. There you go. There you go, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Give yourself a little bit of some chest turn right there. Now just kind of go down the freeform. That's good. Okay, once again. Don't worry about the ball. I'm not worried about it. There you go. Okay. Down the freeform. Good. Down the freeform. Good. Down through form. Good.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you hit this one on your own now, okay? Okay, you got a feel for what we're trying to do there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Put those together and toe to the back.
Gosh.
Give me one more here. Have a quick discussion of what we got to kind of work on a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's end on a good one. Come on. Come on. I know you got it in you. All right, just feel like you're hitting that impact bag. Let everything kind of go. Just feel like you're smashing that impact bag. Much better. Much better. Much better.
Have you used that that T grip at all? Remember the T grip I gave you?
Yeah, I've got it right on over here.
Does it work?
I think it goes like this, doesn't it? Something like that. I think they
Yeah.
actually want you to have it with the lines like that, don't they?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like that.
Right on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep the in the fingers.
Yep. So, use that with a couple times with the kid. It hasn't really worked for him. So, you know, we're still trying with that one for sure. Okay. So, a few things we want to kind of work on, right?
Yes.
One, we want to work on that hip slide. That's a big one for us right now. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's going to have much more of the feeling. Okay. And this is an old drill that we used to do. Right. If I kind of put one ball underneath my left foot here, I put another one under my right heel. Okay. I want to have that feeling. Okay. When I turn back, that I'm pressing into that ball. Okay, so I'm squashing on a grape is what they would tell us, right? And then the other part is not really what we got to concern ourselves with right now, but as I get here, then I want to feel like I'm pressing onto this. Okay, so
Okay.
that would be my weight transfer. Okay, but for you right now, if I got this ball underneath your right heel, okay, if I slid, I'm going to break an ankle, right?
Mhm.
So I want to feel like I'm pushing that into the ground, okay? Or the other idea that we used to have is if I was going to start a lawnmower. Okay, so much more of this feeling, everything working back behind me. You know, there is a little bit of, we get everything kind of moving to get going, right? Get that moment of inertia started, right? But then it's really backing and coming up just like that, okay? And that's gonna be the big part for that. So we don't wanna get this guy going this way, okay? So we'll do that drill here in just a sec.
Yep.
Okay. Now the other thing that we need to kind of work on, right, is getting our, let's just try and find something here. Here we go, maybe. I wish I had a little hole right there. But, you know, if I got like a, I don't know if I even have a towel on here. But anyway, if you get like a big towel, what I used to use is, I don't know if you guys even call this anymore, but we used to call them flues back in the day. Those little arm things that go in your, you didn't have those as a kid.
No.
Well, we did in the 80s.
Like floaties, like the floaties.
Yeah, we call them
swimmies.
swimmies. Okay, all right, swimmies. Okay, they've gone through different names as time has gone on, right? But what we would do is we'd put one on our right arm right here, okay, and it'd have that big puffy thing right here, and we couldn't crush it, right? So it would keep my arm width alive, right? So you know, you can get a big towel, wrap your arm in there, or big old ace bandage or something like that. Something where when you get on up here, your arm's not going to fall this way, right? So it'd be kind of out here like this. So maintaining that 60-degree of radius is what we're trying to go for, right?
Okay.
It's definitely got to have that feeling like if I was working out, I could pull something down, right? But once I get here, then I'm either going to have to pull out the way to get it going, or I'm going to use my body to get that moving, right? And then it's just kind of throwing it out in the way. Okay, so a swimmy, if you got like an adult swimmy, you put that thing right on over there and just make some swings. I think Michael Bree does a great video on that, so I'll see if I can find that and send it on over to you. That's where I really got the idea of doing that. So, you know, we'll get like that, something like that. Something where that right arm's not collapsing on us. That's part of the problem, but the big one is the slide. You've got to get rid of the slide.
I do have that strap thing that goes across both arms. You think that would probably work, right? Maybe.
Yeah, that might work. That definitely might work as long as it's keeping the elbow, you know, out and away a little bit. I don't know if
It would
it's
all depend on the lead arm. If the lead arm stays flat, then it wouldn't be able to bend.
correct. So if we can keep that left arm straight, right, you know, then it's going to keep this guy out and away, right? So, you know, another thing that you can do, I don't always suggest this, right, but you can get an old range basket, okay, put it right there in the center of your chest.
Right.
Just hold them in, man.
Actually, hold on a second. I think I've got. Let me see. I think I've got. Yeah, I don't know how much you guys are coming here, but I don't leave a little something in the gap because this thing locked up on.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. We tried to open it and it got stuck.
Yeah, so I've just been kind of leaving a little something there on the ground and stuff like this so it doesn't shut. You can get from the outside in, you know, very easily, but from the outside, inside out, it's tough.
Yeah.
Maybe it's swelling because it's hot out, like the frame, the door frame.
It's beyond my physical understanding. I think it's just one of those things. I think some of the late night fellows have just been hitting the door.
Right,
and after a while, it's just kind of the spring in there starting to go a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of get this little thing. So let's put our arms together. Okay.
I saw this thing.
Right, just like that. Okay. Now go ahead and just kind of give me a swing and keep that ball inside. Yeah. Right? You feel that? Okay. You feel how when we do this, you can't allow that right arm to collapse, and that's a really good position right there. Okay?
Yeah.
So do that a couple times for me. Okay. One thing I'm going to kind of do. Let's back to the start for me, please. There you go.
Okay.
We want to have those hands underneath our chin. You're kind of getting out in the way over here, okay? There we go. Good. Okay. Now go ahead. Yeah. Better. Okay, you feel how the chest has to kind of move to maintain that? You just can't let your arms kind of go away? Yeah. Better. Okay, good. Right. Okay, you feel how that arm's got to stay extended?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Does that give you a good feel?
That really does, yeah.
Okay, take that home with you. See you next week.
Okay. There you go.
So, yeah, take that home with you, work on that quite a bit, okay? I want you to work on that, making sure that you keep that arm out in the way,
Okay.
The other thing is that I find this one to kind of be simple and easy if we just kind of get here, there, get the feeling of that hip kind of moving back behind us. Keep with that feeling, right? Moving back there, just as so, okay? The other one that we can kind of work on, right, is get this little guy down on the ground, just as so. Get this thing in a long position, get a little something out, probably, 3 or 4 feet up in the air, something like that. And then just make sure that we're kind of turning parallel to that.
Okay.
Okay? The more that we do this, the easier it's going to get, obviously, right? But, really making sure that when I turn here, right, I feel like my right foot wants to turn out in a way like this. Okay? That means I'm really getting the turn that I need. Okay? And you're going to feel, when we do this, you're going to feel the weight kind of going into the heel. Okay? You're going to feel a little weight on the inside of my foot, into my heel, and on the inside. Okay? And it should feel tight throughout the abdomen.
Okay.
Okay? The other thing is, let's try to keep those hands underneath our chin, not getting out in the way. All right?
Well up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? So definitely kind of feel like the arms are hanging off the shoulders naturally.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds
Any
good.
questions?
Let me do the
Yeah.
balls
Yes,
thing
absolutely. So here we go. So set up for me.
for the hips and the squashing the grapes.
Yep. Yep. So go ahead. There you go. You're going to lift this foot up just for me. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Lift this guy on up. Good. Okay. Now we kind of put this thing right across your chest, just as so. Okay. So good. Kind of turn. Feel like you're squashing up. Yeah. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. Not too much.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Feel like the lower, so keep the lower body quiet for just a minute. Allow the upper body to start turning. And then allow it to pull that lower body around for us. Okay. So here we go. Set up again for me. Okay. Good. So keeping the hips quiet, quiet, quiet. All right. And then they're going to pull them around a little bit. Okay. Once again. Good. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. You feel where that pressure point is?
Mhm.
Okay. So once you turn back to the back, okay. Now press into this guy. Okay. So what you want to kind of do is you get here, stomp on that guy. Okay. Feel
Okay.
your weight
Yep.
transfer a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So work on those drills, okay? Tell me how things are going. Send me some videos of what you guys are kind of
Okay.
working on a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
cool.
Tell me what's going on, right? And then I'll see you guys next week.
Perfect. Yeah.
Sound good? Or whatever works best for
Yeah.
you guys, whatever
Yeah.
works best for you.
Probably
so-
the same time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do it with you, yeah.
Okay.
10,
Sounds good.
15, yeah.
Rob, any
Okay.
questions about today's sesh?
No, everything's going great. She's getting much better.
Good, good. When you guys getting out playing, we'll do it this afternoon or what?
We're gonna play Bernadette yesterday, but with my neck, I was like, I didn't want a chance.
Well, that's
Yeah.
right, you've got TPC coming up.
But yeah, so after tomorrow.
So probably next week, we'll probably play an afternoon tea time, like a
Yeah.
5:45 or something, go out and play Bernadette for like 9 or 12 holes, however you can get it.
Yeah.
How much are they charging over there at Bernadette
I
now?
think it's like 28 for like the Twilight, which isn't bad.
With a card.
Is that 18 holes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's, I think like after like 3 o'clock or something like that with the summer now, so it's cheap over there with the summer.
Yeah, I mean, it can rain at any moment, so.
Yeah.
Right.
How's the course conditions over there? Have you been?
I haven't
You've been
played
there a
since I
while.
played, I think the last time I played it was when I played with you.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I think that's the last time I played too. So, yeah.